Connor McDavid becoming the 4th fastest player in history to hit 1,000 points, and he does it on a crazy one-timer, which is not a Connor McDavid style goal.
From Leon Draisaitl too. I think
and Darnell Nurse?
Yep. All goals are all goals are Connor McDavid goals. It's just ones that he busts out a little bit more often than others.
True.
Like, you're not supposed to score one-timers going full speed.
No, you're not.
He's so goofy. He's so fun to watch. And he's, in a nutshell, something that I've been preaching for years, like dating back to the beginning of this podcast. Appreciate the all-time greats while they're playing.
Yes.
He is an all-time great. Sidney Crosby, when his career is all said and done, there's a really good chance he ends up as a top 5 scorer ever. There's a real good chance McDavid passes him sleeping. Like, someone asked us last night at the Kitchener event. Crosby is 390 points shy of 2,000. Do you think he does it?
37. Scores about 80, 90 points a year right now.
Yeah, one player has ever done it, and it's Gretzky. A few players have gotten close. Yager got close. A few others. Messier got close.
That's what you're looking for.
What reason is there to think McDavid's going to score less than Crosby? There's none. There's like Crosby. Oh yeah, like all these consecutive point a game seasons. Great, that's cool. I think if you go to a hockey game and McDavid doesn't get at least 2 points, you're disappointed. Like, especially a home game. Dude, he's a murderer.
And he would have got that point against the Leafs had he not had a 4-point game earlier in the week.
Yeah, he screwed it up by scoring too much. What an animal. Like, he's I saw a tweet from a Avalanche fan because McKinnon is just going off. Like, he's having a crazy season. And they were basically like, cancel me, sue me, do whatever you want. When do we have the is Nate better than McDavid conversation?
You're canceled and sued.
Well, I mean, Nate's
amazing.
In the conversation, he is no worse than second.
And that's fine.
That's fine. There are certainly nights where he looks better. There are series where he looks better. But, dude, like, McDavid carves through defenses. He is an offense in and of himself. He's unstoppable.
Guy, he also had an assist last night, so he has 1,001 points. That's 6 points in 2 games. And by the way, if you're looking at the last 3, that's 10 points in 3 games.
Like, CJ pointed this out.
9 points.
Connor McDavid, in less than 700 games, has more points than Phil Kessel. Phil Kessel had what might end up being a Hall of Fame career. Or it's at very least in the conversation.
On the edge of, yeah.
He was just shy of 1,000 points. Won the Masterton, was part of 3 Stanley Cup winning teams, was extremely good on all of them. Was it 3?
Yep.
Yeah, because Vegas. And he's already smoked him. Jason Spezza. There's another guy who, like, damn, that guy had a crazy career for a long time. McDavid has already smoked him. He might double him up. It's unbelievable. He's not even 30. He's not even particularly close to 30.
He's 27.
Like, he has a long time to continue just carving through this league. And in our lifetimes, maybe not in our lifetimes because we were tiny children for like the very end of Mario Lemieux's peak. But there hasn't been a player like Connor McDavid in at least 30 years.
There are only 2 seasons where McDavid hasn't scored over 100 points. And the first one is his first year where he broke his collarbone early on in the year. He played 45 games. And then the other one is 1920 where the season was cut short and he was 3 points shy at 64 games of 100 points.
What did he have the next season that was only 56 games?
105.
105.
He had 72 assists in 56 games.
They showed there was a graphic for who he scored all his 1,000 points against. The Canucks are like the number 2 team, I believe, is Calgary. I think the total is he scored 58 points against the Flames. Canucks are 67.
Wow.
So they're in the same division usually, so that's why the Canucks are so high up there. But that Canadian division, that Oilers team bullied the shit out of two teams in particular, because the Leafs are high up there too, in large part because of that season. They bullied the shit out of the Canucks, and the Sens. Oh my God, they murdered the Sens. Matt Murray and the Sens, poor guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can understand why Tim Murray had such a glum look on his face when Buffalo didn't get the first overall pick. Putting that in perspective, and I want to say
Jack
this.
Eichel's ridiculous, and he's not close.
Well, and that's the thing. Jack Eichel is a spectacular centerman, and for a lot of his career, he's played a little bit injured and played on awful Buffalo teams. But he's about a point a game guy. In 555 games, he has 539 points.
If you offered me 3 of him for McDavid, I wouldn't take it. And he's unbelievable. He might have a Hall of Fame career when it's all said and done too. But no, thank you. I don't want him. This is an all-time. McDavid is going to be in the Hall of Fame of the Hall of Fame. Like there's a class of like this is what we talk about when someone like Jeremy Roenick comes up. That's a guy who he's
Hall of Famer.
He could get in, and then he gets in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you put him in, like, who are the best players of his generation?
We don't need to go too deep on this, do we?
No, we don't have to go too deep on it. I'm trying to talk about
like Lemieux would be
the caliber of the
Yager.
The only 3 people to beat McDavid to 1,000 points are Gretzky, greatest player ever, Lemieux, second greatest player ever. Some people argue the greatest, and Mike Bossy,
criminally underrated,
maybe most underrated player of all time.
Didn't play long enough, though.
Didn't
play long enough.
Yeah. Injuries.
Still arguably, if you really want to be a nerd about it, the greatest goal scorer of all time.
His goal totals are nuts. Yeah.
His goal totals are insane. He was elite retired.
Yeah, he only played 10 NHL seasons, and his last one he had 38 goals. The year before that he had 61. 38 in 63 games in that last season. He didn't have the longevity to play, and he would have been even higher on the ranks of the all-time greats if he could just
also one of the NHL's grumpiest people.
By all
he
accounts.
played with all hate. He was an all-hate.
He hated the puck.
Hated everyone.
Hated it so much.
Hated Gretzky. That guy hated Gretzky.
If he hated goalies more, he would have hit them on purpose.
Yeah.
But he couldn't do it. He hates the back of the net more.
He definitely had the cups, though, because he was a part of that Islanders.
Oh, yeah.
It was 4 straight cups. Do you guys want a McDavid stat pack?
Oh, my God. Hit me. I love a stat pack.
I got about 8 for you.
The NHL stat packs are actually so good.
So McDavid, we all know that he's 4th fastest.
Yep.
He's also the 4th youngest player.
Oh.
Yeah, so we have Gretzky, who did it in 23 years, 328 days. Mario, who did it in 26 years, 171 days. And then Stevie Y, who did it in 27 years and 291 days.
Cool.
And McDavid comes in at 27,306.
And that's McDavid, broken collarbone, COVID season. Insane.
McDavid hit the milestone with his 18th point of the season, the 6th time in 10 NHL seasons that he needed less than 15 games to accumulate his 18 points.
Wow.
McDavid's prime and the end of Crosby's career are 2 of the biggest reasons why I will never forgive the NHL if there's another work stoppage. Ever.
McDavid has recorded nearly half of his points to date on goals that Leon Draisaitl also was a part of. That's 44%, including his milestone 1,000th point. Can you guys name for me the 2 players below Draisaitl on points on McDavid's points on same goal?
Oh, okay, so like if McDavid's involved in the goal, they also were involved. So
one
they might have
or the
scored, they
other
might
way.
have got an assist.
Exactly. We're talking about points for McDavid. So Draisaitl's first. Points on same goal is 446. This teammate is second at 204.
Nuge or Bouchard?
I was going to say Nuge. Nah, Bouchard hasn't been around long enough.
Nuge is second, 204. Who's third?
Darnell?
No. Like, we're talking, like, nurse goals.
What?
No.
Like,
We're not
McDavid
talking-
assists on Nurse goals.
or that person
Or Nurse assists on McDavid.
on a McDavid goal. We're talking about the points McDavid has where that other player was in on.
There's a goal scored, McDavid's on it, and this other player is too.
Exactly. So it all tally up to 1,000.
I don't know if Hyman's been his teammate long enough.
No, he hasn't. Can't.
No. Oh, man.
I'll just say Bouchard because he's put up a lot of points. If it's Tyson Barrie, I'm going to laugh.
No, it couldn't be. It could be. Hyman, screw it.
Yeah, Zach Hyman.
Oh!
And then after that, Darnell Nurse, Tyson Barrie, Evan Bouchard,
Barrie.
Oscar Klefbom, and Jesse Puljujärvi.
Oh, Oscar Klefbom. We were robbed of
And
Oscar
Puljujärvi?
Klefbom.
That's the top list of the players who have been on the same goal as McDavid to reach his 1,000th.
Oh, we were so robbed.
It kind of shows you how much he's played with the same guys, right? Like the fact that Puljujärvi and Klefbom are even on that list.
Yep.
Those guys haven't been Oilers for several years.
Canada is the only Four Nations face-off participant with multiple active NHL players who have 1,000 career points. Can you name the other ones?
One more time.
Crosby.
Canada is the only Four Nations face-off participant with multiple active NHL players who have 1,000 career points.
Can I name them? I mean, Crosby for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple active guys. I'm trying to think of older.
I'm a little tired. I'm going to try to figure this out, though. Like, I'm a little, worn out.
Has McDavid hit?
Crazy week.
Not McDavid, you stupid idiot. McKinnon?
So Crosby is the only official answer because he's been named to the team. But we're going to assume that Steven Stamkos also will make the team, and he has reached 1,000 points. So Crosby is the actual answer. Steve, you win. Claude Giroux probably won't make the team, but has 1,000. John Tavares has 1,000. And for the U.S., if you really want to get funky with it, Patrick Kane has 1,000, but I don't think he's going to make the U.S. roster.
Okay.
Couple last stats. McDavid became the fourth player in Oilers history to record 1,000 points, following Gretzky, Yari Curry, and Mark Messier.
To add to the McKinnon discourse, he's at 932.
He's very close, but he's not there yet.
Could happen this year. He's on pace for 120 assists.
It probably will, honestly. He's 7 goals, 26 assists.
I found this one fascinating. McDavid also recorded his 306th career multi-point game on November 14th, the most ever by an NHL player through the game in which he hit the 1,000-point milestone.
So a third of his games are multi-point.
So
third
even
of his points come from
even when
multi-point games.
Gretzky hit his number, he did not do it in as many multi-point games as Connor McDavid. Gretzky had 278 multi-point games at the time of his 1,000th career point. McDavid had 306.
That's psycho.
So that shows McDavid goes colder more often.
No, here's what we're missing.
What?
Gretzky got to 1,000 faster because he was having 4, 5, and 6 point nights.
Yeah,
You're
that's
just
true.
saying there's less games in there.
Yeah.
So overall,
I was trying to do the math.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is that even possible?
That's a great
Because Gretzky's so cracked that he friggin'...
And so were 80s scores.
Sure.
Yeah, but
80 scores were nuts.
that is the argument against Gretzky, and none of them were even fucking close.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't listen. I'll listen to arguments, but Gretzky's the best of all time. He's still the best goal scorer of all time until Ovi passes him. End of story. Did he score it? Yes. End of story.
You got to score it to score it.
You got to score it to win it.
That's a great point on the math there. Gretzky did it so quick that he has less multi-point games, but he just had a bunch of multi-point games that were so extravagant.
Yeah.
Great thinking.
Who would Quant Hockey have most career 3-point games, most career 4-point games?
I'm
most
sure.
career 5
I'm sure we could find that. if
He
we want
must
to.
hold all of them.
Yeah. McDavid required 58 games to go from 900 to 1,000. That's January 2nd versus Philly to last night. McDavid has steadily climbed the ranks through his milestone progressions, becoming the 5th fastest in NHL history to each of his past two. Oh, he's the 5th fastest to go from 800 to 900, 900 to 1,000. And then last one, McDavid's career points per game is at a rate of 1.52, which puts him on pace to be in the range of 1,224 points by the end of the 2025-2026 season, which would propel him to the top 50 all-time in NHL scoring.
Before he turns 30.
Yeah, so by the end of the 2026 season, we can expect McDavid to be in the top 50 of all-time scoring. That's the last one.